Almost a month ago, our creators took the internet by storm. Till this very day, continue to not only compete, but dominate Steam charts. With its massive 350,000 player count, rivaling titles as big as GTA 5 and Battlefield 6. There is clearly something going on here, so I figured we should talk about it. And that's what we're about to do today. Let's talk about our creators, an extraction shooter like no other. Tune in. Okay, so I want to get some things out of the conversation straight away. 1. I haven't actually played our creators. By which, I mean I haven't played the game when it released. What I have played though is its server slam test, which took its place around a week prior to its release, and I have played around 8 hours during this period, and what this video is me sharing my experience and the impressions I got from my 8 hours of playing that server slam test. That's 1. 2 is that English is actually not my native language, as you could have guessed at this point, and I hope it won't be too big of a problem, and I will just try and provide you some nice quality time. And thirdly, we're going to talk about what our creators isn't, what this game is, and why it matters. And we will start with what this game isn't, because not everyone know that our creators started its existence publicly with its announcement on back in 2022 on some kind of showcase, could have been Game Awards or something. It started its existence as a PvE co-op shooter. And this is not what this game is now. And it's kind of a bummer for me, because another thing you might want to know about me, I do not really play multiplayer games that much, specifically PvP multiplayer games. And this is one of the reason I was so interested in our creators when it got announced, because it would be really nice to get a PvE co-op shooter with a style this great and unique. But this is not how things went down, because initially, during this development cycle, developers figured out that, PvE concept doesn't really work on itself, so they had to rebuild and repurpose the game into being a PvPvE extraction shooter. Basically, for those of you who do not know what this is, extraction shooter, extraction game, whatever format, is a session-based multiplayer format in which you go out to the level, you loot some stuff, and then you have to extract from this level. And if you manage to do that, well, you get to keep everything you found and everything you brought to the raid. But if you won't be able to do it, basically you lose the entirety of your inventory, everything you had in your pockets and backpack, and yeah. So, for me, this sounds like hell, because I do not like to lose things, really. I hate losing things. But there are some unique qualities to our creators which just kept me playing over session after session after session, and I ended up really like in that game. And the first reason why that actually happened is obviously its art style. I kind of fell in love with its art style since the very first time I saw this game, because I was actually there on that showcase when Embark announced our creators, and it was just great. Like, this unique blend of post-apocalyptic and retro-futuristic is just, it's just something you do not really see like out there at all. And it was great, like the pop music, like the synthwave going on in this game. It was just great, and you can see its style in pretty much every aspect of the game. In the way the game looks, in the way the game feels, like the way it sounds, like its music, its soundscape, its interface, its character models, its weapon models, like everything really. Like the way this game is designed visually just amazes me to a degree. And you know, I'm this kind of a person that I really hold on to like style of the game, whatever that is. If I like it, I can ignore a lot of other issues. So yeah, this is how our creators managed to pull me in. But another thing that kept me going is, and like I do not say it often in our Lord year 2025, but surprisingly and amazingly, the game just works. Okay, so my GPU is a 8 years old NVIDIA GTX 1060, a 6GB GPU. And I remind you, our creators was created on Unreal Engine 5, the single most unoptimized piece of game engine today. And it works. It just works. Like, even on my PC, it runs and it works, and you know, I can play this game comfortably on 60 FPS. Yes, I have to use low graphical settings, but the game not only runs on those low settings flawlessly, it also somehow manages to look on par. It is actually insane, and I cannot believe what I'm saying right now. Like, I have spent 3 hours out of 8 total I have played playing solo, and like the rest of my playtime was with 2 of my friends. And both of them, they have SSDs, and I do not. And it took me just 5 seconds longer to download into the game. Like, every single time, it took me just 5 seconds more to download into the game. And it's just amazing. Like, I have no idea how they pulled it off, but I am so glad they did. Another great thing about this game is, like, speaking of technical wonders as well, is its music and sound, really. I will kind of like combine them, because the music is subtle and dynamic, but not dynamic in the way that it's like bombastic and loud. It's dynamic in the way that it always provides you a fitting like mood, a fitting backdrop for you to play and like for you to depend on. It supports your session, and you know, it not creates it, it not directs it. But music is one thing, but the sound is like a whole different conversation, because what they have managed to do with the sound is nothing less than amazing. The sound provides you insane amounts of information. You can get all kinds of information just by listening to what the game wants to tell you. You can get insane amounts of information just by listening to what the game have to offer to you. You can hear all the gunshots, all the reloads, every single sound the robots make, and we'll get to them in a minute, I promise. And you can get like the whole picture of what is currently going on in the session you're in just by listening to what's around you. Like, I cannot stress enough how immersive this game is being made by the sound alone. But really, the sound is just a part of the bigger thing going on, because our creators is one of those things that is a lot more than the sum of its parts. And the key word I could characterize the game with is systematic. Because our creators is just full. It's like packed to the brim with all kinds of different systems that rely on each other and which drastically improve your experience while simultaneously making it so much more immersive. And one of those aspects is the PvE part of the game. Basically, the game is called Arc Raiders. The Arc part of the title are the robots you fight. And those robots come in all kinds of shapes and flavors, really. You got these small spiders which attack you from the cover, like they ambush you. You got the Roombas with the flamethrowers, and all the way up to those enormous gigantic creatures that roam the wilds and which you absolutely wouldn't want to get attention from. Robots are an ever-present thing in this game. You meet them, you encounter them all the time, and they come in all kinds of shapes and flavors. There are the smaller ones that ambush you, there are the medium ones that are a threat, and there are the large ones which you do not want to mess with, trust me. And this is really the aspect that makes this game feel different, because there really aren't a title which puts such a heavy emphasis on PvE part of the game. Sure, there is Hunt, Showdown that is, but it's only like half PvE, because when you get the reward from the boss, you're gonna have to extract it with it, and all the other players, they know where you are, and they're going for you. So the attention is being put on you, thus emphasizing PvP. But our creators doesn't really do that. It never does that, because you barely get any PvP based benefits or even objectives in this game. If you want to, if you feel like it, you can try to avoid player contact altogether. And this is a totally legit way to play this game. But robots, they are great. They provide all kinds of information, you can hear them from a mile away, which could be as much of an advantage as a disadvantage for you, depending on the situation. Robots provide the necessary degree of chaos to the game, and overall they are just great. They look nice, they sound amazing, they sound horrifying, if I'm being honest. Like, the robots, they're actually scary as hell, because they are smart. They know how to play with you, they know how to do their job. Like, they fly, they maneuver around you, they do not hesitate to use like all kinds of windows and wall cracks to get a line of sight to you, or straight up, you know, like, get into the building. They do that all the time, and it is great. It keeps you on toes, and it provides such an interesting and fun experience. But robots are a threat. Raiders and Ark, they are not created equal, because robots can outnumber you easily. But when it comes to PvP, you are equal. Every player possesses the same set of abilities they could use. There is nothing crazy like someone could pull off, really, because the only thing you can use are your weapons, your gadgets, and your equipment. You know, like healing items, some kind of grenades and stuff. But as nice as it is to shoot other people and to have a nice fight with them, personally, I prefer to make friends and to not engage in violent acts at all if possible, because really it is a possibility in this game. People actually interact with each other. Because if you think about it for a second, there really is no reason to fight. Sure, you can get some loot. You can even get something extremely valuable. But that's pretty much it. You don't get too much. Like, you can't get insanely rich just by killing people. And it's not even the point. Because the point is the experience you get. You can cooperate with people. And remember when we were speaking about those huge robots? Well, guess what? You can't kill them alone. And this is where player interaction joins the conversation, because you can find temporary allies. Sure, some of them might betray you, some of them will. Some of them will be betrayed by you. That's how things are. I didn't do that, though. I didn't do that. Don't look at me that like that, okay? I'm a kind guy, alright? But I was genuinely amazed of how cooperative people are in this game and how strong their will to communicate. Just as I said earlier, the first 3 hours I've played on this game, I've played solo. And out of the 7 people I met and I teamed up with, 2 of them did not have mic, and the other 4, they were communicating. They were talking to me, you know, we were talking to each other, and it was so great to find those nice people. Like, I do not remember the nicknames, unfortunately, but I want to say them big thank you for providing me that kind of experience. It was genuinely great. I do not really play multiplayer games solo, and that was pretty much my first proper experience with playing a multiplayer game on my own without, you know, my friends on Discord or anywhere else. And it was genuinely great. I've had so much fun with them. They were supportive, they were understanding, they were giving me callouts, we were trying to communicate. We weren't great, like, really. Out of the 7 players I met, I think only 1 guy was of a high skill, like on a high skill kind of side. But that was such a great time we've had together. And that is thanks to team chat, like team voice chat, and proximity chat. These are separate, and that's a nice thing to have, really. I've had so much fun with both of these. While on like squad chat, you can even just stick to the game while not using any other apps like Discord. You can just use like the game's chat. It works great, and that's what I have actually done with my friends. But while talking to randos, proximity chat is a great thing as well. Like, just as I said, you can make allies, you can swear at people, you know, you can embrace your rage and you can show them how pissed you are. It's always a nice feature, especially in this kind of game with actual stakes. And stakes are a thing that makes this game what it is. Because sure, if you would just shoot those robots, it wouldn't be that thrilling. It is nice to cooperate, it is nice to have some action, but it's probably way more fun to be kind of afraid to lose what you got. And Arc Raiders is the game that taught me this feeling. You know, it showed me how to experience it properly, because it keeps things simple. Okay, like the game is very casual in a way. Like it is deep, but it is approachable at the same time, and that is important. Really, that might be the reason for its player count be so high. Okay, mind you, 350,000 players, 24-hour peak, till this very day, a month after release. This is like Steam's top 4 at the moment. Like, this game the only games that do better than Arc Raiders at the moment are Counter-Strike, Dota, and PUBG. That's what Arc Raiders is. And it is just so nice to get a game this great and for it to be this popular. It's so nice to see this game get what it deserves. And this is the kind of blockbuster I'm happy with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's certainly some things I forgot to say, like, for example, to me, Arc Raiders looks and feels a lot like The Division, and for me, it's a big positive. Like, I'm a huge fan of The Division 2. I haven't played the first game, but I absolutely adore The Division 2. Like, the way the camera behaves, the way the inventory works, and, you know, Division kind of is like a looter shooter on itself, but the only difference being is that Arc Raiders is session-based, and Division is like you progress continuously in this game. But yeah, I love both of those games, and it's really nice to see Arc Raiders getting some inspiration from there. So yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that is on my mind at the moment. I don't seem to remember anything else I wanted to say. So instead, I'm going to say thank you for being here with me. Might have been a pain. I could see that being the case, but I'm only gonna start it. It will take me some time to get used to this format, and I will definitely be making some tweaks to it. I can already see that it's not the way to do things, because it's a little too complicated for me, and maybe I'll try to keep it more casual next time. We'll see how it goes. But one thing I can say for sure, we will hear each other very soon. And that's probably a great thing. I mean, at least as I see it. Thank you so much for staying here with me till the very end. And I hope to see you again. See you around.